I am so excited to be here with you today, an author who is not late, but has appeared exactly when the book needed to come out. The book, Love Your Business, Love Your Life by Ellicia Romo. Join me in welcoming Ellicia Romo. Ellicia, how are you today?
I'm good, and I pronounce it Alicia.
Ellicia, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I promise that I'll only mess it up another thousand times. It could be a drinking game for people listening. Um,
that could be fun.
right? How many times can Steve mess up a person's name? All
Well,
right.
I spell it a little differently, so it's common.
Yeah, no worries. All right. So, um, tell us first just a little bit about you and how you show up in the world.
Wow, that's like get deep right away. So about me, I don't know. I like to say I'm a happy, high energy person. Is how I show up. I like to believe I show up as loving and caring as well. My mission is to help other people rise in their success, and I talk a little bit about that in the book. And I don't know. What do you want to know about me? I live in Arizona. I have one son who I'm super proud of, who just turned 23. I am a cat owner. I have a single cat. I love warm weather. And I spent, my adult life just, I guess, getting to where I am now, starting out as a teacher and then realizing I was really much better off in the business world. However, still kind of teaching, right? Like teaching people who are in sales, people who are self-employed, realtors, loan officers, insurance agents, things like that. So it took that teaching career, and I was a competitive swimmer growing up and was a competitive swim coach. So it took my teaching and my coaching into my business life to get me where I am now.
Perfect. It would have been so funny if you would have said, I have one son who I'm really proud of, and then I have another son who is just abysmal.
That would have been bad.
That would have been really funny. I'm sorry. Has nothing to do with Alicia's book. Did I say it right that time?
Alicia.
Alicia. See, there you go, guys. Another drink. Um, but tell us about your book, Love Your Business, Love Your Life.
So the book is written for people, kind of like I said earlier, that are in sales, self-employed, selling their services. I find that a lot of people are on this up and down roller coaster, income, emotions. A lot of people are struggling and they're buying leads and they don't know how to grow. And a way to make your business super sustainable that I learned through trial and error is all through building relationships. And when I allowed myself to build relationships and build my business through those relationships, not only did the roller coaster of up and down not be as drastic, but life was more fun, business was more fun. I really went from, I went through kind of an ugly divorce and was a struggling single mom. And I went from that to really thriving, what I consider. I mean, honestly, I love my life. I love where I'm at right now. So I feel like I took those bumps and learned how to thrive in my life and how to love life and have a zest for life. And I wanted to share that with other people. So I just hope the book helps other people learn that they don't have to struggle so much in business. They can get off that roller coaster. They can have more fun, and they can make a business, even, working on commission in a way that you love and make the money that you want. And it doesn't have to be this horrible, grueling struggle like most people tend to think it is.
Mm, such a great point because all too often I think we suffer through the work or company that we own rather than just really enjoying it. I mean, you're only going to be here for so long anyway. Why not have life be good?
Exactly, right? Make it fun and surround yourself with people that you want to be around, and not to be afraid to merge your business and your friendships. And, some people want their business in a box and their personal life in another box. And the reality is, if I'm going to hang around you, like I'm having a party at my house tonight to celebrate this book. And if somebody were to ask me, oh, is that someone for your personal life or your business life? Like it's both, it's one and the same, because it's people I want to be around. So the people I get to work with are the people that I want to invite to my house, to my party.
Makes life so much better. So, if not all of us, some of us at least have worked at places where we really didn't like the people we were working with.
Right. Yeah,
Those of you that
everyone's
have been through
experienced.
that.
Yeah. But when you're in sales, when you're on commission, or when you have your own business, when you're an entrepreneur, you have those choices, right? Like you don't always have to work with everybody. You can choose the people you want to work with, just like you can choose the people you want to hang out with, right? And sometimes it's what if there's someone around you that you don't like working with. I mean, truth be told, they probably don't like working with you either. So so at that point, it's like, okay, what can I do to be a better person to that person? So maybe they're going to start liking me, and then all of a sudden they're going to appear different and I might start liking them, right? So it's not that I want them to change. However, sometimes if I change, they become the person I want to see.
That's so funny. So let's be good sales trainers for a minute here. Let's talk to people about something you alluded to, and that's learning how to sell to and work with people that you really actually want to, rather than being desperate and taking any single person that'll just be willing to give you money.
Right? So again, it goes to quality of life, because sometimes if you're selling to someone or working with somebody that stresses you out, that you don't jive with, you don't align with, it doesn't increase your quality of life. And the reality is, there is enough business out there for everyone. And if you don't work with them, sometimes what I like to do, if I'm not working well with somebody, I have other people that I know that do what I do, right? And so I can introduce them to somebody who might be a better fit. Now that's a win-win for them. And now I have room on my plate to attract in the people I really want to work with. And we all win.
What do we do when we realize, okay, so we read your book and we're like, I hate my business and I hate my life. What do we do to give ourselves permission to make that change?
Oh, that's a really good question. So that's huge. And honestly, that's a little bit of probably where I was when I shifted into working in the real estate industry. And my very first job was with a magazine called The Real Estate Book. And, I did a lot of personal growth before I made that shift. And even honestly, before I filed for divorce, that's really where I was. I was doing a business in finance that I was not loving. And honestly, I mean, it's definitely not the business, right? It was me and where I was in my life and not being happy in my home life at the time, in my marriage. And so, in doing some personal growth work, I mean, I definitely, books was huge. But I've read tons of personal growth books. I took some classes, and I just really had to gain that inner strength to know, and not just strength, but faith, honestly, faith and strength in the universe, knowing that what I need will be provided to me when I make a decision that aligns with the values of what is important to me. And so when I made that decision of what I knew I valued and I knew what I wanted in my life, like I was crystal clear. I started writing lists of what I wanted my future life to look like, and not just goals, but like vision boards and writing out a vision. And some were goals with timelines, and some were like more big picture, 5 years, 10 years. And when I got really clear on what it was that I knew I wanted, that aligned with, like John DeMartini talks about aligning with your highest values. When I aligned my values and started working and living in the way that I knew was true to me, I knew it was all going to work out. And when you have that true belief it will work out. It's also like that quote, I'm not sure, I think maybe it was Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So when you truly believe and know that what you need will be there for you when you need it, like I'm getting emotional. That's when the leap of faith works. It's even like a surrender, just a surrender to going in the direction of your dreams.
And a willingness to really actually allow yourself to be happy, because it's really easy to just be very comfortable, maybe even enjoying being unhappy.
Honestly, yeah. Like I'm a super people person. And when I first started transitioning my life, I literally went and got a little part-time job that isolated me from people just to be able to have that transition, right? And I needed that at that time. Like I am normally more of an outgoing, people person, an extrovert rather than an introvert, but I have my introvert moments. And I needed that introvert time to recharge, to really let my true self shine. Because when I was not happy, my true self was squashed.
So true. So, much like asking you which of your cats you've ever had, because you only have one kid, was ever your favorite, what right now is your favorite part of the book?
Oh wow. That's tough. Um that's really tough. But honestly, I think what comes up over and over and over again in my life is there's a piece that I teach about getting to know people and getting people to commit to doing business with you. And it's a script that's not really a script, right? But it's needs is the acronym, and it stands for now, enjoy, alter, change, decision maker, and solution. And I learned that back from a mentor of mine when I was working selling life insurance and investments. And I have learned that that applies to so many areas of life, not just sales. So when I started learning about networking events and I started going to networking, I used the same questions that I use for needs to learn about people in a networking event. I would stick with the N, E, and A part, learning about people now, who they are now, what's their life like, what do they enjoy in their life, if they have goals or they would want to change or adjust or shift something. And honestly, I've used that script back in the dating world on dating apps. So, when I meet someone, I go through some of the same questions. I use the questions in sales, I use the questions in recruiting. I mean, those questions seriously can be tweaked when you want to get to know someone in any rhyme or reason of life. Personal, business, doesn't matter.
So give us what those are again.
So it's needs, NEADS. The N stands for now. So you're learning all about their life now. The E is enjoy. So what do they like to do? What do they, and if it's a business conversation, what do they like about their business? What keeps them doing it? If it's a personal conversation, so what do you like to do when you're not working? Right? And then A is alter or change. So it's kind of finding out people's hot spots, like what is a pain point. Sometimes people say find a need and fill it, or find a pain and help them solve their pain point. But it's a way to do it in a way of keeping it positive. You're not asking people directly what are your pain points. Like if you could alter or change anything in your business right now, what would you alter or change? You're going to find out really where they want to be without them needing to necessarily complain about it, right? And then D is decision maker. So that's strictly business, right? If they're going to make a decision on business, do they make it by themselves or do they have partners? And then, or honestly, sometimes in business too, is like, is there a spouse that's going to help make the decision or whatever? And you don't know if you're just like, if you're at a networking event, right? Or you're sitting down for coffee one-on-one and you just met them 3 nights ago at a networking event. And then the ask is the solution. And so if you truly listen to what people say about their life, about what they enjoy, about what they alter or change, you know how you can provide a solution if you can. And you know if it makes sense for you to, grow your business together, or, some way, shape, or form. One can work with the other, or work with each other, or partner together, or whatever it is, right? However, it's about truly listening to their answers to the questions. So the questions work anywhere. However, if you really listen, you will always know what you need to, and you get to also decide at that time, like we talked about earlier, do I really want to work with this person? Because based on how they answer those questions, you might know that they're not for you. Or, hey, I want to work with you, and this is how I think we can work together.
Absolutely. And the book is called Love Your Business, Love Your Life. Let's drop the link in for people who didn't see it in the description. And I do hope that you will get the book. It is available actually today for free on Amazon. We're going to see this book become our next best-selling book. Please give us a few just words of encouragement before we go today.
Well, man, there are some deep questions. I'm kind of wishing I was prepped a little bit. No. Words of wisdom, truly living your best self. Let your true, authentic you shine. Surround yourself with people you want to be around, and be that person that you want to be around. Because if you want to be around you, others will want to be around you. And when you surround yourself with the right people that align with you, your life and your business, no matter what it is, will flourish.
Love that. Ellicia, thanks so much for being on the show with us here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.